Imagine yourself on the threshold of the unknown, at a point where silence is deeper and time seems to fold in on itself. It is here that our journey begins, in a space where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, where what is seen and what is felt merge into a single mysterious truth. You are about to embark on a quest that is not only spiritual but also profoundly personal, a quest to unravel the mysteries that have, for centuries, fascinated philosophers, mystics, and seekers of truth, those who dare to look beyond the everyday appearances and dive into the vastness of the unknown. On this journey, we are not in search of simple answers or direct paths. No, what we seek is something far greater. We seek an understanding of something that, no matter how much we try to capture with words, always slips through our fingers. We are in search of a map that is not written on ancient scrolls, but rather engraved in every pulse of our consciousness, in every thought that leads us to question our very existence. And this map, as hidden as it may seem, is not outside of us. It is right here, waiting to be discovered, deciphered, lived. As we progress, we will be guided not by formulas or rigid doctrines, but by curiosity and the desire to understand what it truly means to touch the eternal. There will be moments of doubt, of course, moments when the darkness seems more intense and the path more uncertain. But it is precisely in those moments that we will find the greatest potential for revelation. For contrary to what many think, darkness is not the absence of light, but rather the womb where new ideas, new understandings, and new ways of being are gestated. Prepare yourself to question everything you know, to enter unexplored territories of your own mind, where logic meets magic, where the known and the unknown dance an eternal dance. And in doing so, you may discover that true knowledge is not a matter of accumulating facts or dogmas, but rather of learning to listen to that subtle voice that speaks in the quiet, in the silence, in the moments between one thought and another. At this moment, we invite you to open yourself to the mystery, to set aside certainties, and to surrender to this journey like a curious child, awed by the mystery of life. Because ultimately, what we are seeking is a connection with something that is greater than us, but also a connection with that which is most deeply, authentically ours. So let us take the first step together. The journey to the mind of God begins now. Imagine, for a moment, that the body you inhabit is not merely a collection of bones, muscles, and nerves, but a living map, a mystical guide sculpted by the very essence of the universe. Every part of you, every cell, every heartbeat is a clue, a whisper from the great intelligence that shaped us. When we look at the body in this light, we begin to see that it is not merely a vehicle for our earthly existence, but a sacred mirror reflecting the mysteries of the cosmos. The spine, for instance, with its 33 vertebrae, is not only an anatomical structure that supports the body upright, it is also a symbol of ascension, a path that travels from the base of our earthly existence to the higher realms of consciousness. The ancient yogic traditions understood this. They saw the spine as a mystical staircase, each vertebra a step, each movement an opportunity to rise closer to a state of enlightenment. The spine is like the trunk of a sacred tree, connecting earth with sky, human with divine. And then think of the heart, not merely as a pump keeping blood in motion, but as a center of power, a convergence point where the physical and the spiritual meet and intertwine. Each beat is a reminder that we are alive, yes, but it is also a call to awaken to something greater. It is said that the heart has its own intelligence, a wisdom that does not express itself in words, but in sensations, in intuitions, in moments of pure clarity that arise out of nowhere. Listen to your heart, the sages say, for it speaks a language that the mind often cannot understand. The very act of breathing, so simple, so natural, so easily forgotten, is actually an act of communion. With each inhalation, we take the breath of the world inside us, charged, with all the energies, stories, and possibilities of the universe. And with each exhalation, we return a part of ourselves to the world, an offering, a constant exchange, an eternal dance between what is within and what is without. In every breath, there is a lesson about balance, about giving and receiving, about keeping the flow of life in harmony. And there is more. Think of the hands that move with grace and strength, that create and destroy, that comfort and fight. They are extensions of our spirit, tools that manifest our deepest desires in the material world. And the feet, which touch the earth, which feel the pulse of life with each step taken, remind us of our connection to the sacred ground, our continuous journey, our relentless quest for purpose and meaning. The body is, then, a temple, a living cathedral that houses the soul. And like any cathedral, it was built with intention, with purpose, with a design that is both functional and profoundly symbolic. Every part of it holds meaning, a function that goes beyond the mere physical, touching the spiritual, the eternal, and by honoring our body, by caring for it, by listening to what it tells us in moments of silence and of pain, we begin to realize that it is a map to a place not outside of us, but deep within, where truth, wisdom, and mystery reside. We invite you to explore this map with fresh eyes, to feel every movement, every sensation, every pulse as a message, a clue, a guide leading you closer to what is true, to what is essential, to what is yours. For ultimately, the true spiritual journey is not to some distant place, but inward, to the deepest part of who we are. And the body, this living miracle we all share, is the map that leads us on this journey. Imagine the invisible web that connects all things. Every action, no matter how small, is a thread cast into this vastness, creating ripples, reverberating, echoing through time and space. There are no coincidences, say the ancient masters. There are only consequences. Life is not a sequence of random events, but a harmonious dance where every step, every gesture, every word cast into the wind leaves its mark, creates movement and shapes destiny. This is the essence of the law of cause and effect, a subtle yet relentless force that governs all that exists. Imagine that every thought you think is a seed. Throughout the day, without realizing it, you plant thousands of them. Some fall on fertile ground, others on barren soil. And these seeds, invisible yet powerful, begin to sprout, to grow, to transform into realities that compose the fabric of your life. Think of a moment when a decision, a choice, changed the course of everything, like a stone thrown into a serene lake, creating concentric circles that spread outward, affecting every corner of your existence. But the law of cause and effect goes beyond the simple understanding of action and reaction. It is a constant reminder that nothing is separate, that there is an interconnection among all things. Every gesture we make, every word we utter, every thought we choose to nurture, all of it returns to us like a cosmic echo, a reflection of who we are and what we create. When you look at the world around you and see pain, chaos, or beauty and harmony, remember, these are the harvests of seeds that were planted, often unconsciously, by ourselves. There is a depth to the responsibility that this law imposes on us. It is not merely about being cautious with what we do, but about cultivating a full awareness of the power that each of us carries. Every action is like a brushstroke on a vast, infinite canvas, and we, artists of our own lives, shape what we see and feel with every movement of our hands and minds. If we want a world of peace, we must plant seeds of peace. If we desire love, we must cultivate love in every thought and action. But it is not about simple morality or following rigid spiritual rules. No, it is about understanding that we are part of something greater, that our lives are not isolated, that the universe, with all its complexity, responds to who we are, reflects our intentions and vibrations. When you act with kindness, the universe responds with kindness. When you choose anger or fear, those energies return to you. It is a cycle, an endless flow of energy that we ourselves initiate and keep in motion. As we dive deeper into this understanding, we begin to realize that true power lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering our inner world, in becoming the master of our thoughts, our intentions, our actions, and in doing so, in living in harmony with this universal law, we become not just passive participants in fate, but active creators, shaping our reality with clarity and purpose. So let yourself be carried by this understanding. See every choice as an opportunity, every moment as a chance to plant a new seed, one that bears the fruit of joy, peace, and wisdom. Because ultimately, the law of cause and effect is not a cosmic imposition, but a reminder that in the grand scheme of things, we have the power to create the world we wish to see, a world that reflects the beauty, harmony, and love that we carry within us. Close your eyes for a moment and allow yourself to enter a space beyond the visible, where the rules of the tangible world no longer apply. In this boundless terrain, your imagination is the only compass. Here, you are free to create, to dream, to shape realities that know no limits. Imagination is not merely a child's daydream or an escape from reality. It is a powerful force, a tool of creation that has always existed in every great mind, every visionary, every soul who dared to go beyond the obvious. Picture your mind as a vast, fertile field. Each thought, each mental image you cultivate is a seed cast into this soil. When you imagine something with clarity and emotion, you are not simply playing with shadows. You are, in truth, weaving a new reality into the fabric of the universe. This act of visualization is a process of bringing life to the invisible, of making what is ethereal into something tangible. Imagine holding a magical paintbrush where each brushstroke is a thought, each color an emotion, and what you are painting is your destiny. There is a unique energy in creative visualization. When you imagine with vivid detail, feeling it with every cell of your being, you are not merely creating an image in your mind, you are activating a kind of inner alchemy. Spiritual masters throughout time understood this secret, that the outer world is, in many ways, a reflection of the inner world. When you adjust the focus of your mind to visualize what you desire, you are realigning the very structure of reality around you. Now, consider for a moment the power of emotion. Emotion is the fire that fuels the furnace of creation. When you visualize something you desire with a strong, genuine emotion, you infuse that vision with the energy it needs to come to life. Feel the chills on your skin as you imagine what you so deeply desire coming to fruition. See the colors, hear the sounds, experience the touch. Your imagination is the field where past, present, and future meet. It knows no bounds of time or space. All that has been and all that will be is within reach in this moment of pure creation. But creative visualization is not just about fulfilling worldly desires. It goes much deeper. It is about realizing your own power as a co-creator with the universe. It's about understanding that by consciously visualizing, you are aligning your mind and heart with the essence of who you are and who you can become. It is not a magical technique or a secret formula. It is, above all, a call to remember who you truly are, a spark of something grand, endowed with limitless power to create, transform, and evolve. And in this act of imagination, you are not simply daydreaming. You are accessing a dimension where all possibilities exist simultaneously. You are planting the seeds of a future that has yet to unfold, but is already taking shape in the invisible, in the quiet of your inner being. See life not as something that simply happens to you, but as something you shape in every moment with your intentions and visions. Each time you visualize with intention and passion, you are activating this power, connecting to the creative source. So never underestimate the power of your imagination. It is the bridge between what is and what could be. It is the space where magic happens, where dreams become reality, where you can touch the eternal with your fingertips. Fill your mind with images that bring you joy, love, and hope. See yourself as you've always wanted to be. See the world as you've always wished it to be. And know that in doing so, you are not merely playing with fantasies. You are, indeed, creating the future. Pause for a moment and feel what pulses within you. There's a force, a silent desire awakening inside, urging you to act, to seek, to move towards something that often you can't fully explain. This is desire, that internal flame that never fades, guiding each step, each choice, each dream. But desire alone is just the beginning of a journey. To transform desire into reality, something more is required, something that channels this raw energy in a specific direction, giving form to the intangible. And here is where intention comes in. Intention is like the rudder of a ship. While desire is the wind filling the sails, intention is what decides where the ship will go. Without clear intention, desire can easily dissipate, scatter in multiple directions, drifting at the whim of circumstances. Intention is that focus, that firm decision, not merely to want, but to direct each thought, each action, toward manifesting what the heart longs for. It is the thread that ties desire to purpose, giving desire direction, a reason to exist. There's something almost alchemical when desire and intention meet. Imagine the energy of desire as a powerful river current. Intention is the channel that shapes this current, guiding it toward a specific goal. When these two forces align, you become the architect of your own reality. You begin to see that each thought, each choice, each small act is a stone placed in the construction of your life. And suddenly, life ceases to be a series of random events and becomes a work of art, a conscious, deliberate creation. But aligning desire and intention requires more than merely wanting. It demands presence, clarity, and understanding that each moment is a choice, that each thought can be a brick in building something magnificent or debris obstructing the path. When you become aware of this power, you realize that intention is more than just a simple wish. It is a commitment to your own being, a promise to live aligned with what truly matters to you. And how can we cultivate this intention? It begins with asking, what truly matters to me? What does my heart genuinely desire? And how can I use this desire to create something that not only fulfills my own longings, but also contributes to something greater, something that resonates with who I am at my core? When you find this answer, intention naturally arises, like a flame that never goes out, like a force that moves and guides you effortlessly. And as you direct this creative energy, something magical happens. You begin to attract situations, opportunities, and people that resonate with this intention. The universe starts to align with you, not because you forced it, but because you aligned yourself with it. Because you became clear, centered, and certain of what you want and where you are going. And this is powerful. It's as if, suddenly, all the doors that once seemed closed begin to open. And you realize you always had the key, that you always had the power to shape your own life. So, by aligning your desire with a clear and directed intention, you become not just a dreamer, but a creator. Someone who doesn't just wish for something, but knows how to turn those wishes into reality. And this, perhaps, is the deepest secret of all. Understanding that the power is within you, that you are the creator of your destiny, that each intention is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe, waiting to bloom. And by directing your creative energies with clarity and purpose, you are, indeed, shaping your own fate. There are moments when we feel an invisible weight holding us back, an obstacle that seems to come from within, stopping us from moving forward. This is inner resistance, that subtle force that appears when we're on the brink of taking a significant step into the unknown. This resistance can take many forms: fear, doubt, that inner voice that insists on questioning our abilities, undermining our confidence. But what exactly is this resistance? And why does it arise precisely when we most want to move forward? Inner resistance is like the shadow of our own potential. It isn't there to destroy us, but to challenge us, to test our resolve. It's a part of us that fears the new, clinging to the comfort of the familiar, even when it no longer serves us. Yet, contrary to what many believe, resistance is not an enemy to be defeated. It's a silent teacher, revealing where we are not yet fully at peace with our choices, where fears still linger, and where parts of us still need healing. So, how do we transcend this resistance? First, by recognizing its presence. Not by running from it, but by facing it head-on, understanding that each time it arises, it brings an opportunity for growth. Instead of fighting resistance, we listen to what it has to teach us, identifying the wounds it reveals, the fears we still need to embrace. In this way, resistance stops being a blockage and becomes a guide, pointing us toward deeper self-understanding and courage. When we stop fearing resistance and start accepting it as part of our journey, something profound happens. We discover that it is, in fact, the gateway to our true power. By moving through it, we not only become stronger, but also more whole, more aligned with our essence. It is in this acceptance, in this transformation, that we find the freedom to move forward with renewed confidence, ready to create a reality that truly resonates with who we are. We arrive at a point where all reflections converge, a place of stillness where the noise of the world dissolves and the heart finds its natural rhythm. Here, we understand that true strength does not lie in resisting or fighting against the flow of life, but in a deeper and often more challenging act: surrender. Surrender, a word that many confuse with weakness or defeat, is, in fact, the most courageous and powerful act we can undertake. To surrender is not to give up, but to fully accept what is, to embrace the present moment with all its imperfections and uncertainties, trusting that a greater wisdom is at play. Surrendering is detaching from the need for control, from trying to shape reality with a force of will. It is allowing life to flow through us, recognizing that there is a rhythm, a harmony, a purpose that is broader than our minds can comprehend. It is not about passivity, but about an active surrender, a conscious participation in the great mystery of existence. It is being in tune with the current of life, feeling carried by a greater force that guides us, showing us the way, even when everything around us seems chaotic or uncertain. When we speak of alignment with divine will, we are not referring to dogma or a set of externally imposed rules. It is an inner calling, a sense that we are exactly where we should be, doing exactly what we were made to do. It is a feeling of peace, of clarity that arises when we stop fighting against the currents and allow ourselves to be carried by the tide. When we relinquish the ego and its demands, its incessant needs for validation, importance, or always being right, we find a freedom that transcends all worldly expectations and desires. And it is in this place of surrender that we discover true strength. A strength that does not come from muscles or intelligence, but from a deep trust in the order of things. A strength that emerges when we are willing to let go of what we think we know, what we think we need, and simply be present, open to the mystery, ready to respond to whatever life brings us. This is the true power of surrender, the power to be fully present, wholly committed to the moment, without needing to know what comes next. Therefore, at the end of this journey, we realize that the greatest challenge and the greatest reward lie not in mastering the external world, but in conquering the internal world, in learning to surrender to what we cannot control, and in trusting that, in the grand scheme of things, we are exactly where we should be. And in that space of trust and surrender, we find not only peace, but a sense of connection and purpose that is, in fact, the very essence of what it means to live fully. May we then surrender to this greater wisdom, finding in our surrender the freedom to be truly who we are. If you found resonance in the idea of surrendering to the flow of life and aligning with your true purpose, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What does surrender mean to you, and how has it shaped your journey? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insights on embracing your inner strength and living authentically. Join our community as we explore the mysteries of life together.